Okay. Let me keep volume. Right. So, chapter 11, this is basically for P3, emerging technologies. Obviously, very, very important chapter. Um, what do we have here? Okay. Um, we will be going through some of the technologies, heuristic knowledge. Okay, it's one of the type of knowledge that you will basically gain through experience. Okay, biometrics, cloud computing, encrypt and key. Now, basically, this chapter is quite a general chapter in which initially we are discussing technology in our lifestyle, which means how technology has actually changed our lifestyle. If we are talking with respect to anyone working at home, working in an office, so we need to know that ICT has made obviously a lot of difference from smartphones, mobile phones, your laptops. While you're traveling around, you can complete your work. You can do e-commerce. You can do e-banking. Okay, you can do various online booking. So that obviously things have actually changed a lot because of uh, ICT being involved in all these sectors. So you can use all these application softwares from word processor to graphic softwares till databases. So, but obviously, if there are advantages to all this, there are also disadvantages. Companies actually now want you to be more in touch with them even after the working hours. They may want you to email after the working hours. They may want you to complete something after your working hours because you are more in touch with them. Since the communication gap has been reduced, they can easily contact you whenever they may be pleased to. So maybe even if you're traveling, you might be doing some official work. So since it's an advantage, there's obviously a disadvantage to all this. This has basically led to more stress and fatigue for employees. Okay. As a result of this, obviously, no doubt, efficiency of our productivity has increased a lot. Okay, but there are other disadvantages if we talk about that there have been landfill created. Okay, we talk about that there have been landfill created by discarding technology. Okay, it has to be recycled. Many countries don't recycle it. It involves a lot of money. We will be discussing about technology and medicine. Apart from your decoding of the DNA structure, replacement of limbs, you can talk about stem cell technology, which means you can grow tissues to grow new body parts or new cells. Okay, obviously this has helped in resolving many issues such as implanting organs. Okay, so obviously ICT has played a vital role in medicine. However, there is a lot more to this. We can even discuss over here is that how ICT is involved in the manufacturing of medicine. For example, what we can talk about over here, apart from this, is that if we talk about how ICT is involved in medicine, first the raw material is prepared, weight sensor, temperature sensor, pressure is used to monitor everything. Then it has to be stored in a container. So again, you have to use weight sensor, pressure sensor, pH level sensor to basically stir it, mix it. Then you have to pack it. Uh, Again, wherever you're packing it, again the pressure will be maintained. So not only in all these developments, even in manufacturing of medical equipment, medicines, your ICT is there as well. So apart from all this, you can give your own examples. Keep in mind, okay? If you look at the market, you will see the examiner has said that there are more options available apart from the book. So don't please be limited. I will be sending you my own notes, okay? For these
Okay.
chapters, I will send you my own notes. You need to go through the book and you need to go through my notes as well. Keep that in mind. Three-dimensional printing has been a very revolutionary thing. Okay, 3D printing has actually helped us to basically print broken body parts or broken bones, replace them. Processes have been created to replace organs. Artificial blood vessels have also been created by 3D printing it. large-scale houses can be printed within hours, not days. Okay, for NASA, if they have a 3D printer over there, they could actually print any part of the vehicle if it's broken, and they could replace it. Okay, now there's a lot of great potential. This could be another question. Potential, obviously, saving houses in case of people have been displaced really fast. Okay, obviously because of your tissue engineering, your life expectancy will be decreased. Okay, and then we talk about the space mission process. But obviously, there are obviously some negative points. One of the main negative points that we have seen is that anyone can use it to create guns, to basically print a gun. Now, recently, laws have been passed in the United States where they do not allow anyone to print a gun. But many countries, there is no law. And still, even in the United States, it's not very much implemented. So you can print anything. Although most of your 3D printing material is out of resin. These are plastic resin. But now they have been able to produce material which is quite hard as metal, and you could print it. Okay. Next. So you could even print is a protected art. So then we have the next part, which is the type of cellular technology that we have. Okay. Initially, we started off with first generation communication. These were your analog dial-up connections. Okay, you could only talk, and this was one way. It was known as self-switching. You could only talk one way, not multiple ways. Second generation communication came in. Due to second generation communication, you were able to basically use satellites to communicate. Okay, so from analog you went into digital. In second generation, you could send messages. You had internet, but this was very, very limited internet. This is when third generation mobile phone communication came in. Okay, 3G was what? 3G brought up your internet speed to a lot of extent. The development of 3G came in, and due to 3G development, we had our Android phones coming in, and now you could do video conferencing, you could do voice conferencing, you could upload files, share files, because now the speed has grown a lot more. The difference between 3G and 4G is simply is about the speed. It's 10 times more faster. 4G is 10 times more faster than 3G. The notes that I'll share with you, there's much better comparison and contrast than all this. Okay, you will appreciate that more. Okay, now 5G is under development. 5G basically will be 100 times more faster than your 4G. And the difference between 3G, 4G, and 5G is just think of it that 3G and 4G is just like your car is traveling on a highway at a very high speed, but still there is a limitation. But in 5G, you will be given a dedicated line where you could go really fast, okay, because nothing will be in front of you. So if your hardware is capable enough to cater something, it will go really fast. If your routers, if your switches, if your communication lines are up to 1 gigabyte per second, it will travel at 1 gigabyte per second. There will be no hurdle in between. Like I said, I'll show you my notes. Please go to those. I'm discussing much more detail over there. Okay. Okay. The reduction of latency with the development of 4G. Latency basically means the time it takes when you call someone, and the time it takes you to connect to the satellite. That's known as the latency rate. So the latency rate in 5G technology has been improved to a lot of extent. Again, one of the advantages. Okay, there has been quick response for the request. Okay, and due to this, you're playing online games and mobile phones has also been are much faster now as compared to 2G and 3G in case of 4G. Okay. In fact, the latency rate in 3G is much more faster than 2G even then, even that point. Okay. So I've talked about 5G. I just told you it's approximately 100 times faster than 4G. There will be speeds of approximately 8 Gbps, meaning that 30 high definition movies could be downloaded in a single second. Okay, still under development. Okay, Netherlands is the first country that is working on it. You could get a question where they could ask you that what effects would you see in social life of people because of this. Obviously, you could talk about different things. Okay, apart from movies, real-time updates, traffic, weather. You could talk about GPS system. You could talk about anything. Just talk about any area. Obviously, if the internet speed is good, you can talk about computer-aided learning. You could talk about computer-based assessment. You could talk about computer-based teaching. Okay, you can talk about all these, right? Okay, are you following me, beta? Right.
Yes.
Okay. Artificial intelligence, a very important topic. Artificial intelligence basically means what? Artificial intelligence means that when computers and ICT are involved in such a way that they will start asking questions and they'll start thinking on their own. Uh, so heuristic knowledge is when computers start learning through their experience. You might have heard of this chess game, the Deep Blue game that came a few years back. This chess game had a capability that it would try to learn from its experiences every time. So its opponent, if the opponent commits a mistake or does a very intelligent step, Deep Blue, this chess game, would actually save it within its database and would know that I will not commit this mistake again. So when computers start learning from their experiences, it's known as heuristic knowledge, and this enables artificial intelligence to take place, which is to make decisions just like humans do. Well, in order to elaborate you this, let me tell you that there's a term known as fuzzy logic, Fuzzy. Fuzzy logic means that when computers will be in a state where they can start asking questions, because computers either have zero or either have their one. They are in either they're on or either they're off. So what if a state is developed where neither the computer is on, neither the computer is off? It will just be in a state where it will start asking questions. You're working within an MS Word document and you close it to say you, why are you closing the document? No, this will be quite a weird state. Yeah. Do you want to save it? Yes or no? That is fine. But asking the question, why do you want to close it? This will be a big problem as well. Okay. Next, um, I gave you the example. You also have picked the Norse games as well. I talked about Deep Blue, okay, the chess game that was developed. It was easily and it was able to beat the world chess champions at the game as well. Okay. Recently, you might have heard of Tesla. It's one of the your electric car that has lots of sensors built in, and you don't need actually a driver. It's self-driven car. So Tesla has been developed with the help of AI. Okay, artificial intelligence um, is in most of our tools today. Applications such as you might have heard of Siri, okay, or Google now, where artificial intelligence is used. Okay, um, uh, you need to do a bit of research. Okay, whenever we go through one chapter, okay, Zainab, you have to, like, for example, if you want to elaborate, you want to know what theory is, what are the advantages, disadvantages, I would like you to Google up things yourself. The IT practical paper 3 is all about knowledge. If you have the knowledge, my
Yes.
job will be to tell you how to answer the question. You getting my point? And if you know how to answer the question, only the last step will be, can you answer all the questions in 1 hour 45 minutes, and you will get an A star grade or a grade. It's not a big deal. First, the knowledge. Second, how to
Yes.
answer. Third, you do it within 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay? Okay. Next. So, we're talking about impact of artificial intelligence. Obviously, we're talking about people with disabilities. Okay, or do one thing. CIE will always appreciate you if you discuss points that are connected with disability. This is the always do it. So try to involve disabilities points first. Okay. We talk about self-driving cars. Okay. We talk about games, entertainment, and
Yes.
we will talk also about expert systems. You know what expert systems are?
Yes.
So, artificial intelligence, if it's integrated within expert systems, it will have a lot of impact. Your expert systems will go to a next level where they will not only give you experiences of expert people, they will not only share knowledge of expert people, but they will also learn from the experiences, which means every time they go through a new experience, they will learn it and they'll feed it within the database. So you could get a question of an expert system with AI as well. Okay? Right. This thing will also be important. Okay. So that's your Tesla car. Okay. I will be sharing now. I will be sharing with you some videos. Okay. With you like some YouTube. They're really informative. You will really learn a lot from them. So let's go ahead. Augmented reality. Augmented reality basically is what? Augmented reality is, you might have heard or seen Google Glasses. Google Glasses basically is what? When you wear these glasses, you would actually see some text appearing, telling you what is in front of you, the surroundings, the street name, the temperature, that particular location, any message coming in, any call coming in. This is known as augmented reality. Augmented reality is different from virtual reality. Virtual reality is not real. It's a real life situation. For example, flight simulation. Okay, you have screens. You have a cockpit. You have chair where you're sitting, where the chair moves. This is the simulation which creates virtual reality. It's life situation, not within life. Augmented reality is basically within real life, but it adds more experiences to the real life with the help of ICT, such as visual display of information
Yes.
within the surroundings near you. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, right. So that's the difference between AI and VR. VR and artificial intelligence. Okay. And Revan, one very important thing. You have to start making your timetable from now. I would like you to do one thing. Chapter by chapter, I would like you to make your own notes. I tell my students this. Make summarized notes, just summarize notes, and write in your own words. You know why? Because if you make your own notes, it will be very easy for you to understand from your own notes before the exam. You could go to the book, you can go to my notes, you can Google up for more information and make your notes. Take time. Make chapter 11 notes in a week, doesn't matter. But steadily, within let's say 6 weeks, you'll be able to make 6 chapters notes easily. And this will be so helpful, I'm telling you from right away. Those who do it
Okay.
end up with a good grade. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, you know what biometrics are, right? I don't think we have to discuss in a lot of detail. Biometrics are used in lots of applications, from cellular technology, um, from ATM machines, from biometric passports. Okay, but biometrics can have problems. Very personal details about the user's code could be hacked into. Okay, fake biometric material has been produced, so you can't say 100% secure, not 100% secure. Okay, and obviously some people feel that their human rights are being violated. So people don't believe that since it's not a very secure method, they believe that their personal information can be gone into wrong hands, let's say, into hackers. Now, those countries that have stern and strict rules of Data Protection Act, citizens of these countries are very much concerned about their personal rights. Apart from those countries, the developing countries where people are not much aware of their personal information. Cloud
Yes.
computing. You're very much aware of cloud computing, okay?
Yes.
For example, vtransfer.com, you can transfer your files to cloud computing, or you can any other. So cloud computing, obviously, it's general discussion. Um, you have Dropbox, Google Drive. Why is it good? Why is it bad? Obviously, there's a lot of argument. You can upload your files from anywhere. You have to have good internet connection, and but obviously, security issues. Anyone could hack into your data. Security could be an issue with this, right? So yes, there are issues and there are advantages to it as well. But cloud computing is the future, no doubt. Okay, you might have even seen that if you open up, I'll just show you it in MS Word. Now all your applications are going into cloud computing. So you might have noticed that if I go to file and do you see
No.
OneDrive is coming? What's OneDrive?
Okay.
Do you see this?
Mhm. No.
Cloud. OneDrive is cloud. So Microsoft have added this as a part of the storage. You can store in your computer or you can store in cloud. So all you have to do is you have to make an account on OneDrive and you can use it, right? So now cloud computing is a very important thing and it will be the future. Computer assisted translation, which is basically known as Google Translate, is something very important. When you visit any foreign country, you have different applications. You have Google Translate, you might have tried it. So if you want to translate, usually over here in Pakistan, when we get Japanese cars over here, the entire menu is in Japanese. So Google Translate really helps us to change the menus and all that from one language to another language. But there are disadvantages of Google Translate where um, at times some words, for example in French, you might say, example is the blue car might mean the car blue. So it's not 100% accurate. There will be issues and there are issues when you translate. But obviously, if you get a question about evaluation means that you have to discuss the advantage and
Yes.
disadvantages both. You know what is evaluation means? What is evaluation means? You have to discuss both advantages and disadvantages. Okay. Holographic and fourth generation optical storage. Well, they have discussed just a bit of it over here, not into detail, not the anatomy. The only thing that you should know is that holographic data storage is a lot different. Um, Usually, what happens is your data stored is basically in series, but in holographic, your data will basically be stored layer upon layer, one layer on the top of each layer. So when you will have data stored on multiple layers, you will have in a very minimum space you will be able to store a lot of data. Holographic data storage is still under development; it has not been developed. Okay, so I don't know if we can ask you a lot of questions about this. In my notes, I have discussed some more than this. Okay, they just talk about the comparison, how much space will it take to digital optical drive. The third generation of optical drive allows is the videos of around 400 GB. So obviously in holographic data storage you will have CDs and DBs. Holographic imaging. You know what holographic imaging is? Okay. Again, in order to explain this, I will share with you a video. Just go through it, you learn a lot more. Holographic imaging is just like when you make a hologram in the air, but you need to have some particles in the air so that you can make a real life-like looking thing in front of you. So you need some substance where you could actually make that
Okay.
image. That is known as a hologram. Okay?
Yes.
You do take physics. You have studied light, haven't you?
No. Yes.
Have, have you studied about holograms in physics?
No.
No? Okay. Anyway, I'll share the video with you. This is very less. You'll know a lot more. Quantum cryptography. You know what cryptography actually is? Cryptography is that you have to encrypt the data in such a way that no one can crack into it.
Yes.
Encryption and decryption, you know what it is, Janab? Yes or no?
Yes.
Good. I'm not talking about that. When I'm talking about quantum cryptography, quantum cryptography basically means what? You know what
Yes.
quantum means?
But I.
Photons. You take physics, right? What are
Yes.
photons? What are photons?
Okay.
Photons are your light particles. Yeah, are they not? Yes. So what you do is when you change the wavelength of photons in such a way that no one knows, this is known as quantum cryptography. Changing the wavelength of your photons while you send the data, and only you will know at what particular wavelength have I changed the frequency of my photons. I will share the same frequency and the same wavelength with the recipient. When the recipient receives it, we know how I have to receive it and will be able to decrypt it. So it's the same concept. It is cryptography, but
Yes.
now this involves photons within it. You get the point? Okay? So, vibrate in different directions, I told you. Like I'm talking about wavelength, okay? I'll explain you in more detail. When we talk about wavelength, okay? We actually, right. Robotics, obviously, very, very important topic, and you know what robots are. Well, these are some of the points that I think even middle school student knows, but I will discuss different from this. A robotic arm basically is what? A robotic arm has motors, has sensors, but at the end that you see over here, this part that you see, we call this the end effector. The end effector in a robotic arm in a manufacturing process will be changed from a vacuum cup to a hammer, from a hammer to a welding gun, to a welding gun to a riveter, from a riveter to a paint spray gun, from spray gun to a welding machine. So a robotic arm, which is known as the end effector, is the most important thing. Because you can't have an industrial manufacturing where you have robotic arms for every respective work. That will be a very expensive thing. So we just keep on replacing the end effectors for every process that you want. Car comes in, you are basically using vacuum cups to lift up the steam and fit them in. Then the car comes forward again, the badge comes forward again, up entire badge. You're using the riveters to rivet body parts. Then again the same badge comes in, again through a circle. Then you use
Yes.
spray guns to spray it. You get the point. So I'm not discussing the rest of the points. They are again very typical. No human intervention involved, blah blah stuff like that. I can say you're involved. You know that. QR code is a next generation barcode. QR codes are most very widely used. They tend to be different from barcode. Barcode used to have information about the manufacturer, the product details, the country of origin, and stuff like that. You know it. QR codes that contain these squares, okay, small squares of different areas, they basically have a link that will take you to the URL, explaining you, elaborating you about the product. Okay, so you could have these at many places. You could have this on in gym, okay, explaining you how to use the equipment, how to um, uh, use the product or nutritional information about the product, how to use it. So it's a very easy way for you to elaborate and expand information. You just have to scan it, and your information will be provided. So one of the good thing is, instead of overloading the product packaging itself, just provide a barcode, and people will be able to get more information out of it. That's the advantage of a QR code. Again, the disadvantages will be the same thing, that QR code can have issues if it's not properly scanned, if there is some obstruction on top of it, you might not be able to read it, okay? So these could be the issues. Um, yeah, as QR codes offer a link, if you do not have stable internet connection, this could be a problem. And you know what? There was one very important point, Ranam, that I was going through. Um, Hackers are doing a very good thing. That what if um, somehow hackers are able to link you link your QR code to a URL which is not the exact URL you want to go. So they will divert you to a wrong URL, and people will be misguided. And this has actually happened. So QR code could be a problem because QR codes are dependent on what? They are dependent on an external website, an external link. What if that link is hacked? I mean, a hacker cannot come and change the QR code on the product that you have. But hacker can come and change the source the QR code is
Yes.
linked to. And this is the problem is. You get the point?
Yes.
Right. Wearable computing, I think so. Your generation knows more than I do. Smartwatches, what do they do? Health, health benefits, information, messages, Bluetooth, music, lots of information that you have over here, okay? That's your Google Watch, we talk about Apple Watch. We call them wearable computing devices. Ultra high definition television, not really very important topic, but yes, you should know is that you have 4K, which means obviously you have 100,000 pixels per square inch. So 4K and 8K definition TVs are coming in. Have they not discussed over here? No, they have not. It doesn't come in the topic. Anyway, so ultra high definition TVs are there. Okay, so obviously the more um, your resolution is increasing, more and more the size of such videos is increasing day by day. Vision enhancement, you have lots of software being developed that can help you to enhance the vision of people with disabilities. Okay, you have virtual reality. I just talked about virtual reality, didn't I? Virtual reality, you have PlayStation VR coming in. Um, you have Microsoft Flight Simulator. You have Google Cardboard is there. So virtual reality, basically, again, like I told you, it's not from the real world, but
Yes.
it's a real life like situation created. Okay.
Yes.
Oh. Ah. So we always. I would like you to uh, go through these topics again. I would like you to read each and every line. I'll share my notes with you as well. Okay? But remember one thing. If you want to do well in PhD specifically, slow and steady wins the race. Okay? Don't go fast. Whatever you learn, make sure you get thorough knowledge of that topic so that you can really discuss with the examiner in a very sensible way. And this is what the examiner wants from you. Okay? None of the chapter is tough, I'm telling you. But there is a catch, and the catch is
Yes.
how to answer. I will discuss that with you. Okay? Right?
Yes.
I'll just compile this video with
Yes.
you and share with you. We have a class tomorrow, right? Monday, no?
Okay.
Tomorrow we will start with chapter 12. Okay? Right? right? So tomorrow same time,
At
same time I'll be meeting with you. Okay, Janav, right? Meanwhile, take out time and go to chapter 11. Okay, take out time. Just go through it. Um, Otherwise, you can even ask me any time you want to.
okay,
It's not
and
like
please send the
it's
note
need.
so I can do night. Okay,
Right?
and please send the note
I will
so
just
I can do
I will send you the notes.
night.
Yeah, but first
Yes.
go through the book. Then also go through my notes. Okay?
Okay.
I
Okay.
will just send you the notes.
Yes.
I will just send you the notes. Right. Okay, beta. See you then. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.